752. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. I've got the illustrious panel with us, everybody. Illustrious panel is, number one is Becky Alley. Good morning, Becky Alley.
What is up, Facebook land? And thank you for joining us on the Hardcore Mortgage Podcast.
Yeah, love it. And also, Lisa and I and Becky were leaving the office yesterday at about 8:45 p.m. And with us also, hi, Lisa Lawson.
Morning, everybody.
Mr. John Kolb. Good morning, John.
Good morning, everyone.
And Harvey Freed, the host of the most hardcore mortgage real estate business show, heard every Saturday morning, 97.1 FM from 9 to 10. Good morning, Harvey.
Good morning, panel.
Yes, and this show, as always, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, a top 10 lender in the United States of America, NMLS number 2289. Also, the man behind the curtain, Roberto Beauchene, our producer and director. Hi, Roberto. How's it going? He just gave me a nod, a wink, and a nod. Panel, I got to jump into it right now. I've been reading a lot of trade publications because the trade publications, they like to pontificate, ask questions. Maybe they're experts. Maybe they're not. Maybe they interview so-called experts. I know I never thought myself as an expert in the mortgage industry. Housing Wire magazine is asking us, Becky Alley and panel, we'll do a round robin on this. When will housing recover? Meaning more inventory. What are we hearing out there on the street, Becky? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Who knows? We're in it. So like the reality is, we've talked about before, there was not enough homes built in the last decade. That is a fact, right? And you couple that with the last 12 years has been a refinance boom of people refinancing to get lower rates, fixing up their homes, so they have these really good rates, right? So now we're in this little bit of a panic where people think, the rates are going to are affecting, their buying power. And it is to a degree, but again, if you need to upgrade, if you need to do some things, you just need to get out there and do it. So this whole, I need to be on the fence, I'm afraid to buy a house. I don't know. I feel like we need to just move on because reality and relatively speaking, historically, the rates have always been in the 5s, 6s, 7s. We've been blessed for some time, but I don't know. I think maybe in the next year, 2 years, people are going to start to kind of normalize what's happening and just start living lives as normal. I think it's time that everyone just kind of starts just moving on.
I agree with that. We're on the street, and I'm going to get into our second topic a little bit later. But after I talk about this with Lisa Lawson, we're on the streets. Our purchase business has never been better. The amount of purchase activity that we had, the percentage of our purchase business. Lisa, you're on the street every day. What are you hearing about inventory?
Yeah, same thing. I will say that I think just now we might, it's spring. This is when people start looking to possibly move. They've waited to list their house. This is kind of when all that starts happening and that shift begins to happen. And I think that we're seeing that. I think that there's just a few more houses coming on the market than there had been. And we're kind of on the cusp where we'll get a little bit looser. Now, is it going to be great and there's going to be a plethora of houses? Absolutely not. But I think the shortage won't be quite as severe as what we've seen, the past 4 or 5 months. It still will be a shortage by any means, but I do think we're getting just a few more coming onto the market. And I think that will help loosen things, quite a bit. We need people who are on the fence to make a decision. If you're thinking you want to upgrade your home, or maybe you need to downsize, this is the time to sell your house. You're going to get top dollar for it. This is definitely the time to do it. So I think we need people to finally make that decision. We have all these people just sitting there kind of wavering, do they or don't they? Rates are already going up. So the sooner you do it, the better for you and the better you can make your money work for you as well.
Yeah, John, you're on the street every day. You've been talking to your realtor partners every day. What are they saying? You got a lot of pre-approval letters out there. What are they telling you?
Yeah, they're telling us the same thing from last year, that it's, they've got a ton of people looking to buy, but no one wanting to sell, and competition is fierce, and you got to be creative with how your offers are being presented. And we sit down and we powwow as a group and on the radio show, on this podcast, and talk about the best ways to get your offers accepted. And as we did, what was it, last week, with some tickets available if for the the NBA championship, or was it the NHL hockey? In the event that you accepted their offer. So I love it. And there's, good ideas out there.
Yeah. Hey, Harvey, it is really time. Moving on to our second topic. It is time to change the way we think, isn't it? I mean, Housing Wire magazine put something out, said, listen, we got to get something through our heads. And that's everybody that is in real estate, that's in mortgages, that's really in title insurance, that really is in our industry. Because right now, Harvey Freed, this is the market in which we are. I mean, I know we're in Michigan. I know there's 4 seasons. Everybody says they love the 4 seasons, but really with a lack of inventory out there, there really is no more home buying season, right? Every season now, Harvey Freed, because there's limited supply, is home buying season, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that look on it, Harry. Home buying season's not seasonal in the Midwest or anywhere on the East Coast anymore. When families are ready to make that tangible change, if this is something real, when they've decided that they're going to make the move for their family. And these are tough decisions to make for your family. You are going to get top dollar if you already are a homeowner. If you're just diving into the market, these interest rates are still very, very good. We talk about the 20 years, looking back 30 years where these rates have gone, and still extremely low interest rates and a historical approach. But this is your lifestyle. This is a need for your family, and you're going to lay your roots down somewhere. So make that decision, Harry. Now I'm going to add in a little stat. Back last year, this time, if you asked anyone on the streets, they would say it was a great time to buy, and it was even a better time to sell. Well, here we are a year later with the interest rates ticking up. Now, only 19% of the people recently polled think it's a great time to buy. So
yeah, that's in number 4, Harv. That's in number 4, but we're going over it. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Oh, well, maybe that is a reason why there's a little bit less competition out there. And now is still a great time to buy a house in the summer of 2022.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that 19% thing. And I want to get to that in another 2 segments, but I do not agree with that. But I do agree that it's a great time and a great process. We have to change our thinking. Also, somebody came up to me, Becky Alley, the other day, and they said, you got to change your advertising. I said, and by the way, it was somebody that was in the mortgage business. And I said, why do I have to change my mortgage, or why do I have to change my advertising? They said, because you said these are the lowest rates ever. I go, no. You must be listening and thinking about somebody else, because I said that our rates are at historical lows. They're at historically low rates. I never said they're the lowest rates. And as we say, they are historically low. If you take a look at 50 years of rates, Becky, what is wrong with a rate in the 5, 6, or 7s historically? Because, Becky, rates are not coming down in 2022. We have to stop this, and everybody in the industry, we're our own worst enemy inside the industry. Somebody says, well, you have to change your advertising. Wait a minute. The consumer's not saying this. Some other loan originator at another company. I said, I got an idea. Why don't you go tell your boss to spend some money advertising? Maybe you'll get more business. But I didn't say that. But Becky, rates.
I didn't say that, but
I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to go down on their level. So I decided to take the high road. But rates are not coming down in 2022, Becky. Not.
I get fired up about all of these things, and it's about it's perspective. And the rates are historically low. They've been higher. They've been in the 6s and 7s longer than they've ever been in the 4s, the 3s, and that moment we're in time where we had them in the 2s, right? It doesn't change the fact that if you need to buy a house, if you're going to pay 29% on a credit card, I still need someone to phone in. Tell me right now, if you can pay 29% on a credit card that you jacked up, why are you not going to pay 5%, even 6% on a home that is going to give you sustainable value that you can actually utilize? Because we're in an appreciating market, and we're going to continue to be in an appreciating market. There's a lot of cash in these homes right now. So the only thing that I do think is going to change is that these over asking prices are probably going to, start to teeter off a little bit. And that's really what the buyers need. That's what they need for reprieve. It's not the interest rates. It's having to come in $20,000, $30,000 over the asking price. That is what's hurting them. It has nothing to do with rates. Buy a house. You're going to buy cars. If you're going to pay $5 for gas, okay, why are you not going to invest in your future? Why are you going to pay $2,000 to pay someone else's rent when you could be paying $2,000 and pay your own mortgage. You're never going to get me to see it in another way. And sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes your situation, you can't buy right now for other plethora of reasons. But if you are so able to, if you're inclined to, you need to start the conversation to home ownership. And we're here to help you, because the rates are not going to zero. Like Harry said, we preached them even when they were the lowest they were in the history of ever. We were letting everyone know, take advantage of it now. It's not going to last. Take advantage of it now. It's not going to last. And here we are. It didn't last, but it's still low. So just get on the train before you miss that too.
Yeah, I love that. I love the passion. I love the passion this panel brings. This is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. It is May 11th. Lisa Lawson, I love the passion. Becky touched upon it. Overbidding on houses for 2022. Is it here to stay for 2022?
I think it's going to be here throughout 2022, but I do think that, we get some crazy stuff that we see. 50,000 over asking with $30,000 in appraisal guarantee on a house that's like 225,000. I think those kind of insane gap coverages are going to become smaller. They're going to shrink. I think that we're still going to be over asking, but as the season marches on and we get closer to fall and winter, it's probably not going to be quite as bad, fingers crossed, as it's been. And I think that's really going to, like Becky said, give some reprieve, because the hardest thing, even for my buyers, just like Becky said, is trying to come up with those additional funds to make those guarantees. They may have worked really, really hard to get their 5% down for something, and now they need a guarantee on top of it. Not everybody's blessed to put 20% down. Those we've been restructuring to maybe put 15% down so they can make those guarantees. But those people with those smaller down payments, especially, usually first-time home buyers, are having a real hard time competing in this market. So I'm hoping that is the prices start a little bit stabilizing, and that we can maybe not go so crazy as the year marches on, that these first-time home buyers will even have a bigger opportunity to play in the game.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too, because this overbidding, I mean, if you've got the money, that's one thing, but it's really driving some people out of the market. But overbidding is here to stay for 2022. That's for sure. John Kolb, I get fired up. You know me, I get fired up easy. One thing that really fires me up, ready? You can no longer get a mortgage at Costco. Right? You know what my first question is? Why would you ever want to get a mortgage at Costco? All right, John Kolb. So when I saw this, you ready? I'm going to start with you and then move around the horn on this, because I'm sure the panel has some thoughts on this. My first thought was, why would you really want to get one? But now you can't get one, John Kolb. Costco is not offering mortgages anymore. I don't even think I ever lost a mortgage to Costco. But John, what's your take on that?
I mean, at least they're still offering the $5 rotisserie chickens and the $1.50 hot dog.
Snaps for the $1.50 hot dogs. Right. Bring them back at Home Depot, y'all.
That's the way to go at Costco. But yeah, you're right. Mortgages, mortgages, insurance, whatever. If you want to buy your casket at Costco, do it. But if you're going to do a mortgage, a financial decision like that, then yeah, you got to come to somebody like us.
Hey, Harvey Freed, you ready?
Yeah.
My next thought was, so you're going to walk into Costco with your tax documents, your pay stubs, your divorce decree, your trust documents and everything like that, and you're going to hand it to the person that sold you the $1.50 hot dog, and you're going to get a mortgage, Harvey Freed. Help me out with this, please. Help me.
John stole my thunder. I was writing down that I'm not even sure we should eat the farm-raised salmon from there anymore, because there's something goofy in the water there. But besides that, here, I know it's a different process. We're making light of something that it has to do, again, with this is a little bit more important. This isn't an automobile purchase. This is something where we can nurture you. And especially with rising interest rates that have some people thinking about it, as Becky Alley said, you can never, if you purchase price, you can't change your purchase price. You close on the house, that's your purchase price. If you overbid 20, 30 grand, well, so be it. But you can change your interest rate. And 2 or 3 years from now, you might want to refinance to a 20-year mortgage if you had a 30. You might want to get rid of the mortgage insurance. You might want to take out some equity or sell the house. So there's so many more reasons why a mortgage professional still serves a huge purpose, Harry. And like you said, you're not, Costco or in your trunk mortgage company or we just opened up and now we also offer this. It's just not a good way to start your successful home ownership approach.
Hey, Becky, I kind of look at these panel discussions that we have. Maybe they're cathartic in a way. And I know I like to make light of it, but look, it's the most important transaction you're going to have in your life. And who you send your documents to, who you put your trust in. I mean, come on. Why would you want to go there? And there are other lenders that we can name. But really, I'm going to go to a big box wholesale retailer store where they sell 5-gallon jars of things that you really don't need, but you got to buy it in 5-gallon containers. Oh, and I'm going to get my mortgage there. Becky, help me, please. Will you please help me?
I can't help you with that because I don't agree with it. Because to me, why would you want to? We're all in. Okay, we're all in on the mortgages. Okay, this is what we do. This is what we live, breathe, eat, sleep till 9 o'clock at night, midnight if we need us to. Literally, we're not going to, and then we're not going to side and be like, hey, buy this membership for $200 and you can get, free turkey, right? We're not here to do that. And we're here to help you, sustain you, and you need to work with professionals. That's all they do is mortgages, because right now, more so than ever, it is the coupling of the creativity of the realtor writing the offer, and just as much that creativity on the lending side to get these offers accepted. You have to be hand in hand. You have to be reaching across the aisle. You have to be talking to the listing agent. You have to be talking to the buyer's agent. You have to be talking to the title company. Everyone has to be a cohesive unit for our clients, the buyers and the sellers, in order to have success in this market. And that is what we preach. That is what we do. So we don't care who you use. If you're using Costco, if you use Costco, I hope you got a killer rate, but I've seen quotes from them. I've never lost a transaction to Costco, but their rates were always higher or their costs were a little bit more. I mean, so it is what it is, but we're here to kind of, like I said, we're separating the players from the pretenders. You're going to see mortgage companies close their doors because everyone got in when the rates were really good for them. But now this is where you see where professionalism really stands out.
Yeah, Lisa, you're big on customer service and you are in it from start to finish. You're the go-to. People call you at the beginning. They call you in the middle. They call you at the end.
I'm calling her
after.
I got right. They call you after. They call you for birthday arrangements. Yeah. But it goes something like this for me. All right. I know. I knew they offered mortgages. I'm not playing dumb here. I never lost a mortgage to them. But and I understand the marketing concept because a lot of people walk through the doors, but really, I mean, come on. I mean, please, Lisa, really?
So, I kind of feel about Costco as I feel like banks. So all we do at Capital Mortgage Funding is residential mortgages. We don't do commercial mortgages. I can't help you buy that, plaza. We do people who are buying homes, whether they're going to live in it as their primary residence or second home or buy it as an investment property. That's all we do. We specialize in that, and that's what makes us experts. We know it like the back of our hand. We breathe, eat, and sleep it 24/7, 365. Everybody on this panel is always working. And so you go into a bank, right? What else do? They have checking accounts, savings accounts, money markets. There's some guy trying to get you to invest some stuff in the corner. It's not all that they do. That's not their focus, And so like Costco, Costco is like having 18 other million different things going on. Why they would offer financial services like that is a little strange, but hey, obviously they dipped their toe and it didn't work out because now they're out. So really, I really don't care about that anymore. But, you go to the people who know what they're doing. You go to the experts. And, I've never heard anybody say, I got the best mortgage experience from Costco. And I honestly don't hear a ton of people saying I got the best mortgage experiences from these banks either.
Hey, I think they have the best whitefish salad, right? I mean, I don't know.
Right. I hear they got good deals.
Yeah, I'm with Becky. I love the all beef $1.50 hot dog. And I love the chicken bakes, those giant, they look like a log and they're covered with cheese. Those are delicious. But I'm not buying any financial products from there. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm surely not getting my mortgage. And it's funny because here you said you walk into Costco. You couldn't walk into Costco. So if you weren't tech savvy and you couldn't figure out how to fax, email, or upload your documents, there was no face-to-face interface for mortgages when you walked in the door. There was nobody there to help you. Where I'm usually sitting in the office. All of us have been sitting in the office. If you need help, you can physically walk in, bring us your documents. We'll copy them. We'll have a face-to-face conversation and answer your questions. That doesn't happen at a big box retailer, or that never
Yeah.
happened.
I think, I know we're having fun with it, and I put it on there and I wanted to be passionate about it. These are the
Right.
reasons why. It's all about customer service. And I'll go to our last topic. Roberto's waving me off here, but yes or no, and then give me your last thoughts of the day. Start with John Kolb, and then we'll wrap it up with everybody else. John Kolb, yes or no? 19% of consumers think that it's only 19% think it's a great time to buy a house. I disagree with that. I don't know who they surveyed. This was Housing Wire. I'm sorry. This was Mortgage News Daily that took a survey. I disagree, but those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts and what are you experiencing? Yes or no? Good time to buy a house? Bad time to buy a house?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't know where they came up with their data. I mean, we've got a surplus of buyers and not enough homes. So, there's got to be more than 19%. But, I think it's a good time to buy a home. I always think it's a good time to buy a home. If you can't afford your home at a 5.5-6% interest rate, then maybe you look down. You got to downsize a little bit in what you're looking for. But it's always a good time to buy a home. Like Becky had said and preached that you're never going to talk her out of being able to purchase a home versus rent versus whatever you want to do. Or pay your credit cards. It's a good time to buy a home. Always.
Excellent. And Mr. Harvey Freed.
Actually, that information came out here. You're legit on that. HPSI, the Home Purchase Sentiment Index that Fannie Mae puts out the survey. Again, who are they surveying? I don't know. This is a different environment. Let me comment on what we were talking about earlier to wrap it up. The environment out there is the society and some industries like ours has tried to dummy down the buyer and the borrower. Subsequently, they're not getting the service. Someone else is making the money. So the buyer's not getting the information they need. And we're already seeing it because the people that have bought homes in the last 5 or 6 years aren't as educated. We're sort of shocked. If they went elsewhere and clicked a few buttons, we're finding out that they had new lenders and new real estate agents, or whether they're in the business or not after today. I don't think so, Harry. And we're finding out that does not serve families purchasing homes in today's environment. Get with the experienced lenders that are going to be around and have a track record of being around for a long time.
Excellent, excellent. Becky Alley.
It's always a good time to invest in yourself. Okay. And so whether it's this market or last year's market or whatever, I mean, even people were buying houses in 2008, 9, 10. Why? Because they were investing in themselves. They were so inclined to do so. So it's always a good time to buy, like John said. This is not an online process, to piggyback on what Harvey's saying. You cannot get a true mortgage and understand what you're getting by Googling what you think you need to get. You need to speak to someone. If you're not speaking to someone, you're probably going to be confused and you're not really understanding what you're signing up for. People are paying points. I just had a 20-minute conversation about a new client about what does that mean? She was like, if I'm paying a half point, does that mean I'm getting a half point lower interest rate? And we got into the details of why you're not. What does that mean? And you're not going to get that from an online process where you're just submitting your documents, right? So this is about experience. This is a hand-holding more so than ever in this market because you have to know what you're getting into and why.
Beautiful thoughts. I like it. I like it a lot. Listen, panel, it's always great talking to you guys. Lisa, Becky, John, Harvey. The most experienced staff in the industry at our fingertips right now. Again, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, equal housing lender. This has been the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Harvey Freed, who we got coming on the show on Saturday morning?
Yeah, you don't hit me. We're out of here. I don't know. I don't have it at my fingertips.
We're out of here. We don't have that information yet. That's wonderful, Harv. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'll be there. So
Yeah.
whoever's on,
Right.
whoever's on the show, we'll have a great show. A lot of consumer advocacy advice. Just want to help people save money, do it the right way. We'll have more stories to share. This has been the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast for May 11th, 2022. Love you guys, and I'll see you later.